The message came at 3:17 a.m. I remember the time because I was already awake, lying in bed staring at the ceiling, listening to the slow, uneven breathing of my wife beside me. Weddings have a way of stirring old memories, old fears. Our son Samir was getting married in 2 days. The house was full of relatives, laughter, suitcases, and the constant clatter of teacups. But beneath all that noise, I felt a strange tightness in my chest, as if something unseen was pressing down on me. My phone buzzed on the nightstand. At first, I thought it was a late-night WhatsApp message from one of the cousins coordinating travel. But when I picked it up, I saw it was a simple SMS from a number I didn't recognize. Don't attend your son's wedding, run. No name, no explanation, just that. My heart thudded so hard I could hear it in my ears. I read it again, slower this time, hoping I had misunderstood. Don't attend your son's wedding, run. A prank, I told myself. It had to be. Maybe one of Samir's friends thought it would be funny, but something about the wording, so blunt, so urgent, sent a cold shiver down my spine. I glanced at my wife, Amina. She was sleeping, her face soft, unaware of the storm that had just broken inside me. I didn't wake her. Instead, I slipped out of bed and went to the balcony, closing the door quietly behind me. The city was silent in that pre-dawn hour. Streetlights cast long, lonely shadows. I stared at the phone in my hand for a long time before finally pressing call. It rang once, twice. Then someone answered. At first, all I heard was static, a low, crackling hiss like an old radio struggling to find a signal. I was about to hang up when a voice came through. Is this Mr. Rahman?" the voice whispered. It was a woman. Her voice trembled as if she were speaking through tears or fear. Yes, I said. Who is this? Why did you send that message? There was a pause. I heard a sharp intake of breath on the other end, like someone trying to steady themselves. I don't have much time, she said. They're watching. You need to listen carefully. Who is they? I asked, my grip tightening on the phone. And what are you talking about? This is my son's wedding. I know, she replied. That's why you can't go. My pulse quickened. You're not making any sense, if this is some kind of joke. It's not a joke, she cut in, her voice suddenly firm. Your son is in danger, all of you are. The word danger echoed in my mind. What kind of danger? Another pause. In the background, I heard something faint, a door creaking maybe, or footsteps. They plan to make it look like an accident, she said softly. A gas leak, a fire, something that will take many lives at once. The wedding hall is the perfect place. My knees felt weak. I leaned against the balcony railing. You're saying someone wants to kill my family, I whispered. Yes, she said, and you especially. Why? My voice cracked. Who would do this? For a moment, she didn't answer. When she finally spoke, her words sent a chill through my bones. Because of something you did 25 years ago. My mind raced. 25 years. I was a different man then, working as an accountant for a construction company, handling contracts, payments, paperwork, nothing criminal, nothing that would justify this. I don't understand, I said. What are you talking about? You signed off on a report that declared a building safe, she said. But it collapsed 3 months later. 12 people died. The memory hit me like a blow to the chest. The factory in Korangi. I had almost forgotten about it, almost. There had been cracks in the walls, complaints from workers. The owners were powerful men, well-connected. They wanted the inspection cleared quickly. I had reviewed the financial and safety documents they provided, trusted the engineers they hired. I signed the approval. When the building collapsed, there was an investigation, but the blame was pushed onto a junior inspector who had already left the country. The company paid compensation. The case was closed. But 12 families had lost loved ones. How do you know about that? I asked hoarsely. My husband was one of them, she said. The static on the line grew louder, as if the connection itself were straining under the weight of her words. He was working the night shift, she continued. We had just found out I was pregnant. He never came home. I closed my eyes, a knot of guilt twisted in my stomach. I'm sorry, I said. It sounded small, useless. Sorry won't bring him back, she replied. For years, I begged the courts to reopen the case. No one listened. The people responsible were too powerful, so some of us decided to take justice into our own hands. Some of us, I repeated. There were 3 families who lost everything that night, she said. 3 who were willing to do anything to make those who signed that report feel the same pain. A horrible realization dawned on me. You're saying this is revenge. Yes, she said, but I don't want innocent people to die, not your son, not his bride, not the guests, that's why I'm calling you. Then stop them, I pleaded, go to the police. She gave a bitter laugh. You think the police do know? One of the men funding this plan has friends everywhere. If I go to them, I'll disappear before I finish my statement. Then tell me what to do, I said. I'll go myself, I'll confess, I'll reopen the case, I'll do whatever it takes. There was silence on the line. Then she spoke again, her voice barely above a whisper. It's too late for that, the plan is already in motion, the explosives are already in the building. My blood ran cold. Explosives. Yes, hidden in the kitchen area, time to go off during the main ceremony when everyone is inside. I felt dizzy, the world around me seemed to tilt. Why are you telling me this now? I asked. Because I found out they moved the plan forward, she said. It was supposed to be next month at another event, but when they learned your son's wedding would be held there, they changed the date. They want you there when it happens. Then I'll warn everyone, I said. We'll cancel the wedding, we'll evacuate the hall. They won't let you, she said quickly. They have people watching your family. If you make a scene, if you call the police, they'll trigger it immediately. My hands were shaking. So what do you expect me to do? Just run? Yes, she said. Take your wife and son and leave the city. Tonight, if you can, don't tell anyone where you're going. If you're not at the wedding, they lose their main target. The plan may fall apart. And the others, I asked, what about the guests, the bride's family? Her voice broke. I've tried to warn them too. You're not the only one I contacted, but some won't believe me, some can't be reached. I'm doing what I can. In the background, I heard a sudden noise, a door slamming. Hurried footsteps. They're coming, she whispered urgently. I have to go. Wait, I said, what's your name? There was a brief pause, then she said, Aisha. The line went dead. I stood there in the dark, the phone pressed to my ear, my heart pounding like a drum of warning. For a long moment, I couldn't move. When I finally went back inside, the first call to prayer was echoing faintly in the distance. I woke Amina and told her everything. At first, she thought I was having a nightmare, but when she saw my face, the color drained from hers. We woke Samir next. He listened in stunned silence, his wedding clothes laid out neatly on the chair, his eyes moving between his mother and me. Abu, he said finally, this sounds insane, but what if it's true? What if it's not? Amina whispered. What if we're destroying your wedding because of a prank? I thought of the woman's voice, the pain in it, the fear. We can't take that risk, I said, not with your life. By sunrise, we had made our decision. We told the family there was an emergency, that we needed to leave the city immediately. We didn't explain further. There were tears, confusion, anger. The bride's family was devastated. Samir looked like his heart was breaking. But we left. We drove for hours, not stopping until the city was far behind us. That afternoon, the news broke. There had been an explosion at the wedding hall, a gas leak, they said, a fire in the kitchen, several people injured. No deaths, thankfully. The ceremony had been delayed because of a power outage and most guests were still outside when it happened. The authorities found traces of explosives. The story made national headlines. Samir stared at the screen, his face pale. If we had been there. I thought of Aisha, of her warning, of the families who had suffered because of my signature all those years ago. I don't know what happened to her. I don't know if the people behind the plan were ever caught. But sometimes, late at night, when the house is quiet and my phone vibrates with an unknown number, my heart still skips a beat. Because I know now that the past never truly stays buried. And sometimes it comes back with a single terrifying message.